Hola, ¿cómo estás? Guten Morgen. Ohio. That was 3 languages right there. What you know about that? What you know about being trilingual in this? That was Spanish, German, Japanese. I'm not trilingual yet. I'm not gonna get into a whole rigmarole. Oh, look at my channel. Talk about the title. Everyone's ocean is different. I feel like that's conceptually, that's not a hard concept to understand. But, and what I mean by that is whether or not you want to change ocean with sea, lake, river, pond, waterfall, ravine, whatever, it doesn't matter. Stream, doesn't matter. The adjective used, the noun you use, it's up to you. But what I mean by everyone's ocean is different, obviously the experience that you feel traversing the seas, your own individual experience, no one else is going to go through that. No one else is going to experience your experience. No one else can experience your experience, and no one can hold your hand while you're going through things, while you're going through the decisions, while you're going through the choices, while you're deciding on if you should go down this channel, or if you should go down this channel, or if you should completely switch from the fucking Pacific and go to the Atlantic. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a point in my life where, granted, the waters have been turbulent, but it's not turbulent on the surface. There's been a lot of things going underneath. Like, if you imagine the iceberg, you see the tip of the iceberg, but more often than not, there's a lot more to it. And it's not like I've been being fucking getting bodied. It's not like I'm being fucking big bodied or something, being pushed around, dragged under, or whatever, pulled down. But the more I've been running to be complacent. Not me and as in my entire being has been trying to be complacent, but there's a part of my head where, whether it's a societal thing, whether it's just a overthinking thing, I don't know exactly. I don't know if I can just pinpoint and say it's just this one thing. I think there's multiple factors that are involved, but there's been parts of me that have been trying to be complacent in mediocrity and just being less than myself. And it's not being mediocre in terms of societal or just whatever human standards or my standards. It's just, no, it is being mediocre per my standards. And when you're going through a battle, and when the surface level isn't the obvious, oh, this is turbulent seas, or there's something going on underneath, and when you're just going through a battle but it's by yourself and no one else can see it, it's important to stay, what's the word, not necessarily just rational, but to stay neutral and stay unbiased in how you look at yourself. Obviously, it's good to believe in yourself in the most, always believe that you're the best, always believe that whatever, in terms of just belief, not necessarily how you come across and how you vocalize your thoughts and your beliefs to other people, but how you believe and how you think about yourself. Plus, you're drastically gonna change your course of life and how you interact with people and how other people interact with you. But when you're so good at putting up a facade, a veil, or if you're not so much of a good actor, like I'm not, if you're just able to put a wall, a barrier that people aren't able to get by or aren't able to truly see past. If you know anime, if you know Naruto, then just Genjutsu, or like an illusion, just more of a universal known thing. If you're able, the wall you put up, some people aren't able to see past the illusion because of how you built it. Now, everyone's experience, like I said, is going to be different. How you look at yourself and how you look at other people are practically the same. It all starts in how you are internally. But when you're going through choices and you're just going through life and you're trying to decide what it is you want to do, what it is you have to do, what it is you can do, 3 different things. And you're confused on your next step or your next steps. If you just take a step back, a lot of steps going on. If you take a step back, if you go back a little bit, pause for a moment, not become stagnant, not put everything on pause, not stop everything, not stop the momentum of the world. Because if the world, if the globe, if the earth itself were to stop, hey, we're all fucked. But there are times where the earth slows down and is able to either recollect, rebuild itself, heal itself. And obviously, the bigger the issue, the longer it's gonna have to be in terms of repairment. And I truly believe most of us, if not every one of us, at some point knows our bad habits, knows what we should be doing, what we should not be doing. In terms of our fulfillment, in terms of our progression. We all have our own goals, and we're all going to be chasing our own goals at our own pace, at our own strategies as we go on in life, because life is going to throw in different factors, different variations, different challenges. That's fine. That's great. We're all supposed to go through different things. There is no cookie cutter route. There is no one path to follow. If you're following a path that someone else has created, I mean, are you really living your own life? You are. But are you really living your own life? Different way of saying it now. The severity of thoughts that goes on while you're alone in the ocean by yourself, whether you're on a ship, whether it's a well-built ship, whether it's a rinky-dink boat by 12 planks with a fucking bedsheet for a sail, and you got a broomstick as an oar. You're just trying to push, you're just trying to do something. You can still make it to checkpoints, you can still make it to a next point. Your current situation isn't a predetermining factor to what will be. And your current situation obviously is tied to what was in the past. When we learn from the history, we can predict the future. And when we predict the future, guess what? We can change the things we don't like about ourselves. We can remove them. We can be unbiased, and we can actually start to bloom. I forget what flower it is. Is it a tulip, an orchid? Something that grows in swamps or mud or whatever. There's a flower, I forget exactly what it is, that will grow, bloom beautifully despite being in what many would consider a terrible situation, what many would consider a messy, muddy situation. Let's say sticky doesn't make no sense for a swamp. I mean, maybe. Honestly, I feel like I'm rambling, but I just feel like, to you listening, whomever you may be, wherever you may be, when you're feeling so overwhelmed, just take a few breaths. Remember your goals, your objectives, who it is you want to be, what it is you want to achieve, what it is you want to leave behind, if any. Now, step by step, looking at it from a big picture can seem like a lot, and it can be a lot depending on what your ambitions are. But if you just focus on the next step, if you just focus on the technique, if you just focus on moving forward, just that, if you just focus on the challenge that is right in front of you, as opposed to the challenges that are in front of you, or the challenges that are behind you that you're still pulling forward because you haven't dealt with it yet. I believe there's a lot of I'm not gonna say maybe habits or whatever, but there's a lot of things that we do, that we believe, that are holding us back, that are making our oceans more polluted than it has to be, are making our oceans more turbulent than it has to be, making our oceans more dangerous than it has to be. Everyone's ocean is going to be different. Every ocean is going to have, maybe you might have fucking mystical fish. You might have a megalodon in your fucking ocean. You might have many sharks. You might have just a school of fish. You might have turtles. You might have just coral reefs. You might just be a scuba diving safe haven. Hey, that's up to you to decide how your prerogative, how it is you want to come across, how it is you want to present yourself, how it is you want to live. Ultimately, I rambled this video. I had really no point. I just kind of wanted to just speak. Last time I posted was 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And I feel like whether or not you need to hear this, whether or not this actually was beneficial to anybody, I feel like it was beneficial for me just to get it out. Sometimes posting it, maybe who knows if I'll actually post it or not, but I might record another video. There's not much else I wanted to talk about. Just remember about perspective. Remember, it's not a race, it's a marathon, it's a journey. You're not racing to get to a destination, you're not racing at all. If you race, you're just moving through life without really enjoying the scene, without scenery, without seeing who's around, seeing what's around, seeing what you could find, what hidden informations, hidden knowledge you can find that will supplement you for the future. Supplement your goals, your ambitions, your dreams, your desires that can fuel the fire. You know, many people die twice in life, and that second life you get, it's when life really starts. And sometimes it takes a while. You might go through an experience that you're constantly reliving, and not necessarily constantly reliving the exact moment that whatever happened, but you're living in that same state of, whether it be fear, whether it be sadness, depression, etc., etc. So many of us continue to live in that. And that's why I say sometimes you'll see smooth water up top, but underneath there's so much going on, because either we can't express it, we don't want to express it, or we don't want other people to see it. I'm not gonna tell anybody how to live. If that's how you want to live how you want to live. Live your truth, live your best life. If that's your best life, that's your best life. Who am I to say otherwise? I just know me personally. The ocean is a reflection of the sky, and the sky is a reflection of the ocean. And both of those things are inside of us. We cannot control everything. We cannot control every aspect of our lives and the things that are gonna react to us. And that's fine. That's actually perfectly fine. And honestly, that's honestly better. I said honestly twice. It's frankly, is better than being able to control everything. Because I find that when you're truly able to live that freedom, that liberation of worrying about, oh, I gotta make sure this is right, I gotta make sure this is right. Obviously, if you have a job, hey, gotta make sure you're doing a good fucking job. You gotta make sure you're doing things right. You gotta make sure you're doing your role. Gotta be, whatever you do, gotta make sure you're doing it right. But the moment you start going over minute things that aren't progressive to the things you're working on, is the moment you start to sink. Is the moment your ocean starts to rot. Because that does happen. When I talked about earlier, pausing, taking a moment. There's a time and place where you can become too stagnant. And I do believe, once again, the bad habits the negatives that we see going on around us, we are aware of that. Now, many of us, I shouldn't say many of us, a lot of people aren't able to acknowledge that, and aren't able to put in that first step or first few steps to get some work done, to get whatever it is, to get that. Let's say it's a poison. Let's say you're poisoned. That poison that's in you, if you just slowly keep chipping it away, the poison will continue to be there, and it can spread. But if you, and it's not gonna be easy. No one said it's easy. And I think I said it earlier. Of the longer you leave things, the worse it's gonna be. And sometimes that's just life. Sometimes you have to go through harsher lessons to learn deeper truths. And some people will get the news in the mail, like, oh, right, this is easy. Oh, no, I don't gotta go through a whole fucking harsh experience. But some people have to learn the hard way. And some people have to learn a lesson that is like a whole university course, as opposed to somebody's high school course. You could just be getting taught fucking biology 101, as opposed to being in a biology course in fucking university where you have everything under the sun to learn. And those two people can get to the same point at some point. But in my belief, the person that goes through a harder experience and is able to truly learn from those lessons, to one, not make the same mistakes, two, not become a person that is dull of life or absent of life, someone that's not become jaded because of the experience they've gone through. Easier said than done. But true strength comes out of creating a positive out of the negative, or creating positives out of the negatives. 17 minutes. Look, I genuinely did not plan to ramble, but I guess rambling's in my DNA. There's not much else I'm gonna say about this. I'm not gonna say look out for another video, because who knows if I'm gonna post another video. Also, if anybody knows what this is, I mean, I'm not gonna say what it is just in case. Actually, I'm gonna say it. I think it's called a Kebblah. I think it's spelled Kebblah, if I'm not mistaken. If you see the colors, if anybody knows more detail, the person I got it from, she didn't go into great detail about what it was. She just mentioned, because there's 4 colors: red, white, black, and yellow. She's mentioned the 4 distinct quality per color. So if anybody does know, enlighten me, please. Because I've seen before, obviously there is one where it's just one single color, just red saffron, which is what I think it's more typical, more common to get out of the people from the religion. Then there's tricolor. Then there's, I think gold is missing. It's red, white, and yellow, I think. Or yellow might be missing. It might be red, white, and black. I'm not too sure. 3 colors. If it's not red, then there's 3 colors. The best one has 4. I like it. I gave it. Honestly, this too. I'll say this as an end bit. Give meaning to the things you do in life. Whether they be big, whether they be small, whether they be grandiose, whether they be minute. If you're able to give meaning to the things you do in life, your fulfillment and your enjoyment, I find, will become more rich. And you, by nature, will become more rich.